Hi Flosstube, this is Monica and welcome to Monica's Stitching Studio. I am filming in the craft room again today. It's a little too chilly to be filming outside. It is supposed to get up to 61 degrees today, but it's cold right now, so we're gonna go ahead and stay inside in the craft room until it gets warmer. And then I'll be filming outside. But thank you so much for all the sweet words that everybody said about my last video being outside. I don't know what made me do that. I just am an outside person, and when it's nice, I'm always outside, and I thought, I'll just film outside because that's where I wanted to be, and you guys loved it. So thank you very much for all the kind words. And yes, it is definitely a bonus being able to hear the birds in the background. So that was fun, and I do plan on doing more of those in the future. I have a couple finishes for you today. One whip that I'm working on, I'm going to show you, and I have 3 pieces from the vault, some of my older pieces that I've stitched, and I have giveaway winners, and I have another giveaway. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with my finishes for this week. So I told you last Friday that I was going to be working on the next release for the Monthly Moments series. And I did that one, and it is April, and it stitched up beautifully. I love the way it looks with the others and with the border, the header at in the border. But there's April. Looks so nice. So cute with that little robin and the umbrella. All of these threads are DMC threads. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that before, but wanted to make sure I did today. They're all DMC. This is 30 count light khaki from Weeks Dye Works. I believe that's a Belfast maybe. I'm not too knowledgeable about fabrics, but I think it might be. And it's not my favorite fabric, but I thought that it would look nice for this series, and I think it does. I just needed a really nice neutral, and I love linen, so I went ahead and gave it a shot, and it's working beautifully. If anybody knows Weeks Dye Works fabric, though, it's a little loosey-goosey, and you just got to really get it tight in your hoop and hold on to that needle, or otherwise, when you make your stitches, sometimes I like lose my needle, drop my needle, or you got to get I have to use a little bit of a bigger needle when I stitch on this kind of linen. But here it is. And May will be coming at like maybe the 3rd week in March. So keep your eyes open for that. This is the Monthly Moments. The border is free in my Facebook group for those who have just found me. My Facebook group name is Monica Stitching Circle. I release 1 free pattern a month, and this border pattern was also free if you wanted it. You don't even have to join the stitch along. If you just want to stitch that little cabin scene, that's fine. It is no cost to you. And all of these patterns are in my Etsy shop. So that was my first finish. And my second finish I am super excited about. It is a new spring series, spring/Easter series, and it is called Moonlight and Meadow, and this is number 1. And there's a glare because I usually don't keep glass in it, but I did this time. But you can see the cute little bunny scene in the hill of the little pink cottage. I've been wanting to stitch a pink cottage for a long time, and that is what is that thread? That pink is in the 3700s, I believe, but I have never used that thread before, and I really wanted to use it. So, and it ended up looking great with the yellows and the blues. So, winner. This is a 4-part series. It will be like the Winter in the Country series, where it will display like a quadriptych, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each piece will look great on its own or stitched with the 3 others and displayed with all 4 together. These frames are in my Amazon shop. They worked beautifully. I kind of just chose them on a whim, and they end up matching the thread colors, the DMC browns. So nice. So you can see that little bird there. The frame is about the same color as that little bird. And it just looks so good. These frames they come in a 4-pack. This is a 6x6. They come with a mat that you can frame something with a 4x4, or you can take the mat out and frame 6x6. And that's what I did. Right now, the 4-pack is only like $15 or $16.99. So it said it was 20% off for a limited time. I don't know how long. But the link for these frames it's in my Facebook group. When I posted this release, I put the link for the frames is in that post. So if you can't find it, feel free to send me a message and I will send it to you if this is something that you're interested in. But I have 3 more that are super adorable that go with this, and I am so excited about this series. And I am still working on Spring Moon Garden on the black fabric. It's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down here, but I actually don't have any progress on that yet. I'm still struggling with trying to figure out how I'm going to finish that series. I know I want it horizontally, but I haven't found the perfect piece yet. But it will be, I have a bird that I'm working on, and then after this bird, I will be working on Spring Moon Garden on the black fabric and have that released probably in the next week. But so those are my 2 finishes, and here is the one whip that I have for this week. And thank you for all of your votes on what bird to do next. I made a list. I wrote every single one of those down, and those are going to be the first birds that I design. And I just randomly chose one of them because that's just what I felt like stitching. And the next bird is barn owl. Isn't he cute? And I chose a blue Belfast. Let's see, it's 32 count blue spruce Belfast linen 18 by 27. This is from 123 Stitch. And I'm using 1 thread because it just seemed like it was going to look better with 1 thread. So I just started it with 1 thread, and I think it does. I think 2, it probably would have looked a little too crowded and not made the X's lay so nicely. And every once in a while, I do that on 32 count on certain fabrics, mostly like if they're dyed, if they're colored. But there's barn owl. He's going to be so cute. And I have a really cute finishing idea for him too. Hopefully it works. Stay tuned. He'll be released in the next few days. And all of your bird votes will be the upcoming birds. So thank you so much. Okay, this is going to be a shorter video this week because I don't really have a lot to share. I just wanted to do a few updates. So that's my whip, and from the vault is the next section. I brought 3 pieces. They were all 3 hanging on my daughter's bedroom wall upstairs, and she doesn't live here anymore. She moved to North Carolina. She lives in Durham, and her and her boyfriend come here a couple times a year, and they still stay in the bedroom. And I have a lot of cross-stitch pieces hanging on the wall in her room. One of them is actually hers that I stitched for her, and I'll show you that. But the first one is a Blackbird Designs, and it is Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring. And it is on, I think it's on Vintage Country Mocha 40 count, but it's such a pretty piece. I mean, Blackbird Designs always stitches up so nicely. Their collars are fantastic. And blue is my favorite color, and that's what drew me to this piece because it has a lot of the soft blues in it. And this is a frame that I found at Goodwill. There's no sticker on it, but I framed it myself. There's my stretching job. And the reason why I use this is because it was absolutely perfect for this piece. I mean, it was the size-wise. It was like a shiny gold, and I buffed it down and with sandpaper, and I took off a lot of the shiny gold, so now it's just like a dull gold, and then it's got like, I don't know, I don't know what that's called, but where I've taken the sandpaper to it and just roughed it up a little, and I love it. So this is hanging right above my daughter's bed right now. Second piece from the vault is the one that I stitched for my daughter for her birthday in 2016, I believe. It's another Blackbird Designs. Dear Daughter of Mine. And I framed this piece myself as well. I ordered the frame from Hobby Lobby many years ago and brought it home and framed it myself. And the back of it looks terrible. I'm not even going to show you, but it's in there. I have it on there with like, I don't know, some kind of thick tape. I've got it taped in the frame because I don't have a backer on it, but it looks awful and I'm not going to show you. But there's Dear Daughter of Mine. I absolutely love this piece. I think it was charted for a yellow house, but I changed it to like an overdyed white. It has some gray in it because the first house that we lived in when we got married, where my daughter was born, it was this color. It was old and it was like a whitish color. So that is the house that we lived in on Broadway Street. That was where our family started. And in the urn is her birth years, 2001, and her initials is M.O. Her name is McKinley. I love this piece too. And it is McKinley's, and she is allowed to take it whenever she wants it and has room for it. So one day I'll tell you all about McKinley. She's an amazing young adult. Amazing. I tried to do it in an earlier video and I can't talk about her without tearing up because she makes me that proud. So one day I'll tell you all about McKinley. My third piece from the vault is a Stacy Nash. What is the name of this? I'm not sure. I framed it as well. It is not, the spacing isn't right. There's a little less here than there is here, but this might have been the first one I ever framed myself. That fabric is, I think, Vintage Exemplar by Lakeside Linens. I think. And those are all overdyed threads, and I don't think they're the called for threads. I'm pretty sure I changed just about everything to what I had on hand, and I absolutely love it. Those white flowers, so gorgeous. But this is by Stacy Nash, and I want to say that it was like a wedding sampler or something at first when it first came out many years ago. But I don't know. There's my initials is M.O. and then my husband's initials C.O. and then I put 3 hearts here for our 3 kids. But there's my pieces from the vault. 3 of my favorites. I think I forgot to mention that Blackbird Designs and Stacy Nash are also 2 of my favorite designers. I actually have a long list. Don't we all? Okay, so I guess we're all the way up to giveaway winners. I just don't have a lot today for you, so giveaway winners, thank you so much for all the lovely comments and for suggesting birds for my next designs for my bird tree. The 4 winners are, number 1 is Kathy Laurel, 5237. Teresa Gradina, 1875. Melissa Winters, and I think it's Y61, and KT2508. That's KAYTEE 2508. Melissa Winters, Teresa Gradina, and Kathy Laurel. Please send me an email, monicastitchingstudio@gmail.com, and tell me what chart you want from my shop. PDF version, I will email it right over to you. My email address will be in the show notes. And this week's question is, are you a monogamous stitcher? Or do you have multiple whips going? This is a good question. Currently, I don't think I've been a monogamous stitcher since the 90s, but I have a lot less whips now than normal. So as a designer, I am trying to stay with 3 and under. I don't want any more than 3 going at one time. I think that's reasonable. Before, in my past stitching life, the numbers were crazy. I think I was up to 70 whips before I started doing this. And I was getting a little frustrated in my stitching life, and I think that is maybe not frustrated, just like all over the place, scattered. I never wanted to stitch on any of my whips. I always wanted to start something new, and I was never finishing anything. It was just all over the place, and I think that was maybe one of the things that unconsciously I knew I needed to do something else, like move on and try to do something else besides. When you have 70 whips going and you don't really feel like stitching on any of them, there's something wrong there. Not that they weren't beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're all by my favorite designers, you know, but I just wasn't, I don't know. I think there was another level I needed to unlock. And this is probably it, because I'm so much happier now and I have no problem finishing my whips. And that's just how it is now. I don't know. But I still have all those whips, and one day, if I don't have enough content, I will definitely be pulling out some of those whips and showing you. I did go through and unkit a bunch of them that were barely started and made the threads available to me for my designing and things, and some of the fabrics as well. But I still probably kept about 20 or so of those whips, and I will show those to you at some point. I have a really cute stocking I'm stitching for Hazel, and I would like to start stitching on that as well. Again, because, I don't know, I've had that going about 3 years, and that little girl needs a stocking. She asks me every single Christmas, "Are you done with my stocking yet?" And I'm like, "No, sorry." But maybe this year I'll get the stocking done. But, is it around here? It is. It's right here. I'm going to show it to you. So it is a Stony Creek, and this is the one I'm stitching for Hazel. Sorry, I didn't plan this, so I don't know what kind of shape this is in. Oh, it's not too bad. Here is her stocking. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I need to get working on that. Isn't that house cute? Everything's cute. This is like a 28 count Lugana, I believe. And I'm doing it 2/2. There's my stocking for Hazel. And I do have another granddaughter too. Her name is Kaya. And she'll be 4 this summer. And July 31st, she'll be 4. And she actually lives in South Carolina, so I don't get to see her very much. Very sad, but I haven't seen her in over a year. And we won't talk about that because, you know, that's not a happy subject. But, so my question, are you a monogamous stitcher? Or do you have several whips going? And if you do have several whips, do you want to share the number? I would love to know. I mean, I told you I had 70, so that's a lot. That is a lot. That almost seems like a problem, but I don't know. You know, stitching just makes me happy and has forever, so it's just part of it, I think. But, okay. I think that's everything. I've covered it all. And this next week, my plans are, I'm going to finish the barn owl. Love his cute little heart face, by the way. So that was my favorite thing. I think that's the reason why I wanted to do him, because he's got a heart-shaped face. I love that. But I'm going to finish my barn owl. I'm going to work on Spring Moon Garden. Hopefully, I will have the owl and Spring Moon Garden released by the time I see you next Friday. If not, no worries. We're not in any hurry here. We're just taking it day by day. And after those will be part 2 of this. And I cannot wait to stitch it. I actually need to hurry up with these other things because I'm so excited about stitching the series, and these colors make me so happy. So that's my update for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. And let's cross our fingers that the weather will be nice next week and I can film outside again. But we'll see. There'll be plenty of chances for that this summer. But everybody have a wonderful weekend. I hope you are staying warm and healthy and happy. No one ever says that. I hope you are all happy. Happiness is a very important thing. So have a wonderful weekend, friends. Bye-bye.